Hey, how's it going, everybody? I just saw Black Adam. Was it as bad as all the reviews are saying? I'll let you know in this review. So I'll give you guys a brief review without any spoilers, and then we can jump into spoilers in the latter end of the video. Overall, I thought Black Adam was a good movie. It did get a bit cheesy. I mean, I can't even say a bit. It was pretty cheesy. I heard a lot of people, before going into this movie, I heard a lot of people say that it reminded them of the cheese of the 90s and the early 2000s. I mean, I guess there were some 90s and early 2000s cheese, but that's not what bothered me at all. What bothered me was the amount of Marvel-y type cheese. It had a whole bunch of this Marvel cheese with these jokes that came out of nowhere that didn't need to be there, and that's what I didn't like. That's the cheese I didn't like. I should mention that the majority of these cheesy jokes are not made by Black Adam. Black Adam stays stoic pretty much throughout the entire movie, and he is honestly, The Rock as Black Adam is honestly the best part. And it's nothing to do with The Rock as a personality. He didn't let his Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson come across screen. You're liking the character of Black Adam because of Black Adam and the way the movie portrays him. So that's great. I was happy to see that. There were some really cliche lines, like the writing isn't the best in some parts. That goes hand in hand with the jokes. DC needs to stop copying Marvel in that aspect. They tried to bring in some comedic relief characters, but it didn't work for a lot of the time. The action scenes were great. They were shot well and choreographed well, and I was actually surprised, like, especially with, okay, I can't say, we'll say that for the spoilers. But that leads us into the visuals. The visuals stylistically were good. I liked it. The costumes were good, the set pieces were good, and stylistically we can talk about the cinematography, which I thought was good as well. But the CG needs a lot of work. Here's where I can say, like, we're looking at the 90s and early 2000s. I guess it does add a bit of charm to the movie, especially at a certain point, but upping the CG is definitely going to help out the movie. Dr. Fate definitely needed some work, and we could have really used a bit more time in the oven in the final fight, but we'll get to that a bit later. All in all, I thought the movie was good. There were some downsides, which I mentioned, but I would definitely recommend it. Let me pull up the Rotten Tomatoes score so we can see what other people are thinking. See here, look, this does not make any sense to me right here. A 40%? No way. No way it is a 40%. Like I said, they had some flaws, but it is definitely not that low. 90%? It is definitely not that high. To me, Spider-Man 1 and 2, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 1 and 2, I'd put those around an 8 out of 10, okay? I'd put probably Dark Knight at a 9 out of 10. Basing it off of that, I'd have to put Black Adam at a 7 out of 10. But 7 out of 10 is still not a bad score. 7 out of 10 is good. We've let all these review sites and everything contaminate our scoring system, and it makes it seem like a 7 out of 10 is bad. No, a 7 out of 10 is good. 5, 6, that's average, all right? A 7 out of 10 is good. So that's going to be my final score. So let's jump into some spoilers right now. So the way this movie starts off makes no sense, okay? So they're like, we need to find this crown. This crown is cursed, it's evil, and it's too powerful, it's dangerous. So what do we have to do when we find this? We're going to have to hide it again. So what's the point in going and searching for this crown and finding it? Why are you finding the crown in order to hide it again? That was the plan. That was her plan, to find this crown and then hide it. Come on now. Come on now. We do end up finding out that there's a traitor in the team. You have Ishmael and his side, and then you have the archaeologist, the electrician, and her son, and all of that. So while at the beginning it doesn't really make any sense, you do get that, okay, the reason why we're trying to find this crown is not just to hide it again, because that makes absolutely no sense. Why find something that's hidden to hide it again? I don't know. It's because they're in a race to find it. You don't want the enemy to get it first, so you have to find it. Just like they do in Indiana Jones, Uncharted, and all these type of archaeological adventure movies. So anyways, they get into a bit of a pinch, and she calls on Black Adam. Black Adam comes out, and that fight scene was awesome. That fight scene went down the way, if this was a video game, and I'm controlling Black Adam, that's how I would have fought. That's how I would have fought. See, that's what I want to see in these action scenes. He was really dodging all over the room, taking people up, punching them down. And the kills in this movie were crazy. Literally grabbing people by the throat, melting them down to the bone, and ripping, dude, like, when we get introduced to the Justice Society, it was decent. I still don't like how Dr. Fate takes the helmet on and off, but overall the costumes are awesome, especially Hawkman. I loved Hawkman's outfit. Dr. Fate's was great. I just don't get why he doesn't have the eyes. I feel like that's a weird design choice, but overall it looks good. The girl with the wind powers, I forgot her name, Cyclone or something. Her entrance into battle when she was jumping out of the ship, she's literally dancing as she's falling down. That looked awesome. I love that. And then with the cheesy jokes, a lot of that could be tied to Adam Smasher. I mean, he wasn't a bad character, but some of his lines were just whatever. I mean, there's a lot of this cheese going on in this movie, and not the good kind of cheese. When the Justice Society first made their entrance, there was this really cool dynamic between the people, Black Adam, and the Justice Society. Because Black Adam to them is their champion. He is their savior from thousands of years ago. So he is coming to liberate the people. That's what they believe. And the Justice Society is fighting him. So that means the Justice Society are the bad guys. There's a really cool conversation that goes on with the archaeologist woman and Hawkman. But Hawkman is trying to convince her that Black Adam is not the savior. He's a bad guy, right? And that we, the Justice Society, Hawkman and the Justice Society are here to save the day. We are international peacekeepers, okay? And she's like, well, where have you been this whole time? Okay, where have you been this whole time? Intergang has control over my country. They killed my husband. Where were you? Okay, and now the second that our savior has come, our champion has come to save the day, you guys come to try and stop it? Yeah, I don't think so. You guys can get out of here, boy. You guys can get out of here. But let's talk about the star of the show, Black Adam. Black Adam was awesome. The Rock did a great job. Again, I gotta say, The Rock's personality didn't outshine the character, which was great. That's what a lot of the people were scared of, because The Rock is this big, over-the-top personality, and he might outshine the character. He might want to bring forth a bit too much of himself into Black Adam, and it's going to ruin the character. But no, Black Adam is not a hero in this movie. Yes, he does save the day in the end, but he is not a superhero. He's an anti-hero through and through. This guy kills people. This guy does what he wants. And it's awesome. It is awesome to see. And the best part, he remained stoic throughout pretty much the entire movie, and that was great. He gave some really great one-liners. There was some great interaction between Dr. Fate and Black Adam with if he was being sarcastic or not. Just the lines that Black Adam gives were awesome. There was also an altercation between Black Adam and Hawkman in the house, and that was great. See, there was no laughing there. There was no cheese. It was just serious conversation. It got intense. And then they started brawling. Moments like that were awesome. Another one of those awesome moments was when Dr. Fate was giving his monologue while Black Adam was breaking out of Amanda Waller's facility. That was done well, too. That gave me some Morpheus vibes. Speaking of vibes from other movies, this movie, I feel like it gave me more The Mummy and Scorpion King vibes. And that's not just because The Rock is in it, but it gave me more those type of vibes than a superhero movie. We have the whole archaeological excavation type themes going on throughout the movie. We're talking about an ancient civilization with this old mythology and these beings from an ancient time coming to the present. So it definitely gave me more of like the Mummy type vibes than a normal superhero movie, especially by the end fight. The end fight, he was literally fighting a demon. Okay, and the guy looked like a demon. He was red, he had horns and everything. So it didn't feel like a superhero fight, like you're fighting a villain or something. It felt like he was fighting this ancient entity, and it was awesome. I loved it. The only thing I didn't like about this end fight was that it wasn't much of a fight. And that's a big deal, to be honest. The end fight, it was cool. It was cool. The characters were cool. Again, the choreography was cool. But what I did not like was how Hawkman had to save the day. I wanted to see Black Adam and this guy, I forgot his name, this demon, going at it, brawling one-on-one for a decent amount, okay? And then Black Adam coming out on top. Because this is Black Adam's foe, okay? This is not Hawkman's foe. This is not the Justice Society's foe. This is Black Adam's foe. And I want Black Adam to take him on solo, you know what I mean? But what happened? It reminded me of another thing I didn't like. Captain America grabbing Thor's hammer and wielding Thor's powers. I did not like. I hated that about Endgame. In this movie, Hawkman takes Dr. Fate's helmet. Dr. Fate passed away. Hawkman takes Dr. Fate's helmet and uses Dr. Fate's powers to subdue this demon so that Black Adam can get a hold of his horns and then end up killing him. I don't want that. I want Black Adam to come and destroy this dude. Okay? It might have been a tough fight. Maybe it might have been a tough fight for Black Adam. I still wanted Black Adam to solo this guy, okay? Maybe have Hawkman come out, help out in the beginning, but then he gets tossed out and Black Adam has to come in and he just takes him fully. Like, I want this to be a full victory for Black Adam. You know, if Hawkman wasn't there, Black Adam, I want to know that Black Adam could have taken this guy on completely. At least Black Adam got the final kill though. And that final kill was savage. He literally grabbed him by the horns, flew up, and then just ripped him clean in half. That was cool. At least the kill was cool. And after he killed the demon, he goes to sit on the throne. He's getting comfortable, looking like King Conan on the throne. And I'm like, ooh, this guy's about to rule. And they ask him, how does it feel? He gets situated, gets comfortable. He thinks about it. And he says one word, wrong. He flies up and bam, he smashes that throne. He completely destroys that throne. He's completely destroying that past evil empire. And now he's in this modern world. He's got a new suit. He's got a new name. We're here, baby. Black Adam. Ow! But man, the most awesome part of this movie, like I said, was Black Adam and his backstory. The backstory was awesome. Throughout the entire movie, you're a bit confused on who Black Adam is, right? The people of Kahndaq referred to Black Adam as their champion. But if you remember from the prologue of the movie, they named The Rock's son to be Black Adam. So part of me is thinking like, okay, is this a Shazam type deal where he says Shazam and he becomes bigger? But I don't remember Black Adam being anything like that. Black Adam is just Black Adam. He's not a little kid like Shazam. So I was a bit confused, right? Because Black Adam is getting flashbacks about his son. Like, he lost his son, he lost his wife, he lost his family. From a slave, he became into this god. So now he's Black Adam. So what's up with his son being the champion, right? Who is Black Adam? So I was a bit confused. It turns out that his son was, in fact, the champion. And man, I love this backstory. This backstory is awesome. So Black Adam's son was the champion. He was the Black Adam, right? He was the hero. He was the one chosen by the wizards, okay? And he did go out and save the day. He was the hero to the people of Kahndaq. And it came to the point where he was doing so well for the people that the king and his guys were coming after him and coming after his family. So those guys took out his mom and came after his dad. So now his dad is on the floor. He can't move and everything. He's hurt. And so what does his son do? His son gives him his powers. He says Shazam and transfers his powers over to his father to save him. Like, he gives up his son is a true hero. His son is selfless. He's the one that started the entire revolution, even before he had the powers. So now the son has transferred his powers over to the father. And The Rock has now become Black Adam. And then they shoot his son down. Boom. An arrow right to the chest. His son dies in his arms. Like, how his son just saved his life. He probably looked up to his son in a certain degree. His son was the hero of the country. His son had the guts that he didn't have. The virtue that he didn't have. And he just died in his arms. His son just saved his life and he died in his arms. Like, think about that, man. That's tough. And so now you have Black Adam. And he's out for revenge. That's the origin story, dude. He goes off, he kills the king, and then he gets sealed by the wizards. That backstory is awesome. So that statue that we see in present day, that's of Harut, his son, not him. His son was the champion, not him, not Black Adam. Black Adam was never the hero. See what I'm saying? Like, they got it right, bro. They got it right. Black Adam is not a hero. He's not a superhero. He's an anti-hero. Talking about the action scenes and the stoic dialogue and the one-liners, the kid of the woman archaeologist that found Black Adam got captured by the Intergang. And they have these really cool bikes. I like the design. Like I said, the movie stylistically was really cool. So he gets captured, and the last heir of the evil king from back in the day has him. And the mom is not having any of this. Understandably, this is her son. She doesn't care. She doesn't care at all. She wants her son back. And the Justice Society is trying to intervene because they don't want any unnecessary death. And what does Black Adam say? He goes, not your son, not your country, not your decision to make. I was like, yo, that was awesome. See, like, those type of things, I love that. I don't want Black Adam making jokes. I mean, granted, he didn't really make any jokes in this movie from what I remember. But those lines like that, that's what I loved. The climax of that scene was awesome too. So the evil guy, Ishmael, goes to shoot the kid. And Black Adam jumps in the way and grabs the bullet. And he's pissed at this point, right? Because he's probably seeing his son in this guy. And you were literally about to kill him again. He does not want to see his son die again. And Black Adam loses it, bro. He literally grabs that dude and explodes with rage. And that was satisfying to see. Just see him get that pissed off and actually take it out was satisfying. I loved it. So yeah, man, that's the movie. Black Adam was easily the best part of the movie. He was stoic. The one-liners he gave were awesome. I wish they just took out all that cheese, all that fluff, especially from that kid. Some of his lines were really cliche. But if they got rid of that stuff, man, this movie would have definitely been a whole lot better. Again, 7 out of 10 is not a bad score, but it could have been a lot better. And if this is any indicator of the direction that DC is going, I'm all for it. I just really wish they get rid of the cheese. Speaking of direction DC's going in, the after credit scene. Finally, we get to see Superman. We get to see not only just Superman, we get to see Henry Cavill's Superman. And not only do we get to see Henry Cavill's Superman, we get to see Henry Cavill's Superman the way he should have been from the beginning, okay? This is Superman, all right? He comes in. All right, I gotta stop. All right, right. Again, if this is any indicator of the way DC is going, and I think it is, I'm on board. Just get rid of the cheesiness. Get rid of the cheese. Get rid of the cliche writing. Up your CG. We're good, okay? Because you got the action down. You got the style down, all right? With Black Adam, you got... No, some of the writing is good with Black Adam, okay? It's good. Just get rid of the cheese. Get rid of trying to make everything funny, okay? You can be lighthearted. You can be funny without having a cheesy joke. And we've seen that. We saw that in this movie. The whole sarcastic lines between Dr. Fate and Black Adam, those were good, okay? Those were good. So you have some good. Just keep going in that direction. Get rid of the other Marvel stuff. Get rid of that Marvel trash, cheesy comedy, okay? But now going back to this after credit scene. This is Superman the way he should have been from the get-go. Superman comes down. He enters the frame, and they're playing the Superman theme. They're playing the John Williams Superman theme. Superman, his posture is like Superman. His smile is like Superman. The costume is a bit brighter. With the Superman theme in the background, this is not Zack Snyder's Superman. All right? Get rid of that trash. This is Superman. And if this is any indicator of the direction that they're going, if they're going to do a Man of Steel sequel, if this is any indication of the direction they're going, I'm on board. I am on board. I wanted a suit change just to signify we're moving on from Zack Snyder. But this was great. I liked it. We had the John Williams theme. You had Superman smiling. The way he talked, the assertiveness, but the hope in his eye, the warmth that comes from Superman, the posture, the tone, the smile. I'm on board, man. I'm on board with the Superman. I'm on board. Henry Cavill, I'm glad to have you back. Another thing they did really well was showcasing Black Adam's powers. You really got the sense of how powerful this guy is. He was blasting people with lightning, melting them to the bone. The way he was flying, punching, the way the powers were showcased made them really impactful. And because of that, any threat that Black Adam faced, you felt that he was on top. You felt that he could take on the Justice Society. And when he was having trouble in a fight, that made you go like, whoa, this guy, this villain is really powerful. Because you've already established the power of Black Adam. This also leads into the after credit scene when the Man of Steel Superman walks in. Everybody knows how powerful Superman is, but the way they showcase Black Adam's powers here, they made him out to be this OP figure, this mythological god who has immense power, that he could even take on Superman. You felt like these are two titans facing each other. Yeah, there was no fight or anything. It was just them talking. But you felt like, holy cow, these two could go head to head. You didn't feel like, okay, Superman is just going to completely outclass this guy. Rather, Black Adam could definitely be a threat. And I thought that was awesome. I thought that was another thing that they did really well in this movie. But yeah, man, Black Adam, it was good. It's not a 4 out of 10. It's not a 9 out of 10. It's a 7 out of 10, okay? It's a good movie. I liked it. There were flaws that held it down. If you get rid of those, that score is definitely going up. So definitely, I'd recommend you guys go out and watch it. The movie was fun. I liked it. Let me know what you guys thought about the movie down in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next review. Take care. Bye-bye.